everybody. Who's coming up tonight on Now? Election day is tomorrow, so you know we're talking politics. What's it like to be standing behind Susan Collins for the last 25 years?
And the 3 things that you need to know before you cast your vote tomorrow. We are talking about spanking, right? To spank or not to spank. The American Academy of Pediatrics says it's ineffective, it doesn't work, and it does more harm than good. Join the conversation. This is News Center Now. The president of Iran is using the words war situation, and our president admits he's concerned about a rise in oil prices today after the U.S. reinstated sanctions against Iran. Good evening, everyone. I'm Lindsay Mills.
Yeah, and I'm Lee Goldberg. The sanctions and all the economic benefits America granted Tehran for its 2015 nuclear deal with world powers. It's a way to pressure Iran to curb alleged weapons programs and support of terrorists. Iran answered back with air defense drills and a statement from its president saying his nation faces a, quote, war situation. Jury selection is underway in the trial of Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. El Chapo is accused of running the world's largest drug trafficking cartel. El Chapo has escaped prisons in Mexico 2 times. He was extradited to the U.S. last year. Security obviously very tight around the New York buildings. Jurors will be anonymous and isolated from the public. His trial is expected to last 4 months.
Back here at home, outgoing Governor Paul LePage's future is in Florida. LePage said today that'll be his next home because he'll pay less in taxes. On the eve of Election Day, when voters will decide Maine's next governor, LePage came out in support of fellow Republicans. And we will have much more on the LePage effect for candidates and his future coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30.
All right, this just in. Tomorrow is Election Day, in case you didn't know. We've only been talking about it nonstop for seemingly forever, but definitely for weeks. And we've got some important questions from you that we would like to answer. The first one is from Jimmy on our Facebook page. If I voted early for a candidate who has since dropped out, do I get to vote again?
And the answer there is no. This tweet from the Secretary of State's office explains that those votes will be counted as blank. Secretary of State's office also releasing video for those who might be concerned about security of our elections and the process here in Maine. Concerns we have heard from many of you who comment on our articles online. Here's a snippet of what Secretary of State Matt Dunlap says. Listen in.
We actually start and end with paper ballots. Those are distributed to the towns, they are secured, there's a chain of custody, so we know exactly what happens to every single ballot from the time it leaves a printing press to when it's secured and sealed in a ballot box at the end of the night on election night.
And just a reminder, we will be using ranked choice voting for Maine's 1st and 2nd district congressional candidates as well as for the Senate candidates. And Sharon asked for a quick explainer of how this works. Well, the gist of ranked choice voting is this. You're able to rank the candidates in the order you prefer them. Once again, the Secretary of State's website comes in with a wealth of knowledge and has this great explainer video as well as visual guide to easily walk you through how the process works in full.
And we have all of these resources at our website and mobile app for you. Just some great information before you head out to the polls tomorrow morning.
And News Center Maine will have you covered for tomorrow's election. You can watch it on broadcast over the air TV channel 2 and 6, cable premium streaming services like Roku, YouTube TV, Fubo, and Hulu Live.
We're also live streaming on newscentermaine.com, or you can watch on our Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube accounts. Our election coverage begins at 8:00 p.m. on air and online, especially on Facebook, and we will be with you throughout the night as those results roll in. And you can get those live up-to-the-minute results at newscentermaine.com or our mobile app.
And no reason to not go out and vote tomorrow, because I understand from a little birdie that the weather won't be too bad. Hey, birdie. I mean, not too bad to vote.
Oh yeah, like it's gonna rain.
I'm saying not too bad to vote.
No, we actually talked about this.
It's on a beach day. I'm saying you can go vote.
All right, I just, awkward lead-ins. Hashtag awkward lead-ins. All right.
Pay attention, will you? It's not going to be awful to vote.
Crazy. We got some showers out there right now and a little bit of mixing with snow in the mountains. Here's a bunch of rain that's going to come in overnight tonight and in through early tomorrow morning as well. Temperatures have been cool through the day today. Only 42 officially for high in Portland. It's 41 right now. 40 in Bangor, 38 in Lewiston. So staying relatively cool overnight tonight, but then temperatures actually rise later in the evening in through early tomorrow. So here we are, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock tonight, rain along the coastline into the interior. Tomorrow we start with showers. So I think a lot of us wake up to rain. The middle of the day doesn't look so bad. I think we get really scattered shower activity, a lot of clouds, but a relative break in the action around lunch. So if you're thinking about voting at that time, it's probably the best part of the day. Then later in the afternoon into the evening, here comes around almost a little bit of a squall line here with some heavy downpours going through the afternoon into the early evening. So 3 to 5 o'clock from western Maine to the mid-coast, and then 5 to 7 o'clock over down East Maine before moving out 8, 9 o'clock, and things settle down after that. So yes, to your point, it should not stop you from getting to the polls, but it will be a little bit nasty there later in the afternoon. Okay, yeah.
He wasn't so busy looking at himself. He'd be paying attention to what we're saying over here. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. If he was my child, he'd be in trouble. But our parenting styles of the past outdated.
I wasn't sure where you're going.
We're going to check your pulse right now at our website and mobile app. To vote, go to pulse.newscentermaine.com or hit the Pulse tab on our mobile app.
And we want to hear from you because the American Academy of Pediatrics has issued a new stern recommendation for parents. If you spank your child to discipline them, find another way to teach them right from wrong. That's because they say hitting or yelling could do more harm to a child than good.
Like this?
Yeah. Like not this.
Oh, like this.
Like many kids her age, 2-year-old Sadie prefers painting.
Don't get on the floor.
With anything but the brush.
Working with materials and feeling them and experimenting.
Kaya Gardner teaches a weekly painting class for toddlers.
I try to focus on process rather than product.
She's also a mom. And when it comes to disciplining her toddler, she follows in her own parents' footsteps. No spanking.
Trying to remember that I'm learning with him and he's learning with me. Trying to refocus that behavior onto something productive.
I really kind of just try to focus on teaching them and using some of their difficult moments as a teaching moment and try to demonstrate for them what it is that I want them to do instead.
The country's leading pediatricians recommend all parents find positive and effective ways to teach children right from wrong. The American Academy of Pediatrics, which represents about 67,000 doctors, is calling for a ban on corporal punishment, like hitting, yelling, or shaming children. A new study shows those disciplinary strategies are ineffective and may affect a child's brain development. It was one of the most clicked on stories on the News Center Maine website Monday. And on Facebook, many of you joined the conversation. Chris writes, I'll decide how to raise my children. I was spanked and disciplined as a child and I turned out perfectly fine. Michelle writes, I look at today's kids and condemn the American Academy of Pediatrics. I do not think that we have ever had such entitled, out-of-control kids. And Kendra writes, no need to spank, period. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends several healthy strategies for discipline, like set limits, have clear, consistent rules, give your kids your attention. This way you can reinforce good behaviors and know when not to respond. As long as the behavior is not dangerous, they say ignoring bad behavior can be an effective way to stop it.
All right, so threats made online are now going to be considered the same as threats made in person, or what's referred to as contact in protection order cases. That's a ruling from Maine's Supreme Judicial Court. According to the Portland Press Herald, the High Court's decision set a precedent in Maine, giving prosecutors more leeway to consider online posts as a type of contact. The article also says in the last decade, many states have expanded the definition of contact to include texting, emailing, or other types of online communication.
Another headline that caught our attention today, a new opioid tablet that is 1,000 times more potent than morphine and 10 times stronger than fentanyl was approved by the Food and Drug Administration as a fast-acting alternative to powerful painkillers used in hospitals. That approval came the same day we learned drug overdose deaths in the U.S. are at a record level, 72,000 last year. This new painkiller is restricted to limited use only in healthcare settings such as hospitals, surgery centers, and emergency rooms as well. You won't be able to get it at a pharmacy or use it at home. Critics worry it will fuel that opioid epidemic.
We want to check in on our Pulse poll now on whether or not parenting styles of the past are outdated. So far, overwhelmingly, you say no, they are not outdated. 82% say no, 9% says depends on the situation, and 9% say yes. Keep on voting through our Pulse tab on our mobile apps or on pulse.newscentermaine.com throughout the rest of our show.
All right, Veterans Day is next week, and we will be spending all of this week showcasing some heartwarming stories.
And we'll also spend some time with Steve Abbott. He is the main man who's been by Senator Susan Collins' side for almost a quarter century.
Oh my God, I never realized in that video, that's him. I've seen that video a million times, you guys.
All right. What's up, J-Bar?
What's up, what's up, what's up?
Oh, JR is loving being in Wisconsin after the Patriots beat the Packers last night.
Oh, he's in Cheesehead land.
Taylor, I'm not sure that the people have a say in this new drug.
Yeah, I don't think so. I guess, well,
I can't figure out why. I mean, I'm not a doctor, obviously, but someone's going to have to tell me why we need that.
Okay, what you can do though is if you're ever in a hospital situation and your loved one or you yourself are, if the doctor recommends it, I mean, you can ask the questions about it, and you don't have to. I think you could say, what are my other options?
I just figured out, I do love that our astute viewers have noticed that the set is turned around today.
Yeah.
And I also figured out why I don't like it like this, besides the fact that I don't like it like this, because the lights are so bright. Look at the Facebook camera. My face is like super white. But yeah, this is just for 2 days, guys.
Newsroom?
Just to get us through the election. Are you by yourself?
No, we're together.
Oh, okay.
Susan's asking, is it too late to register to vote? And a woman on Facebook said she's taking a 70-year-old to register to vote for the first time. Wow, that's really cool.
That's pretty cool.
But is it too late to register? That's a good question. How about this? We'll find out. Because I don't know the answer off the top of my head.
But let's find out, because my son asked me the same question.
Yeah.
I didn't know the answer.
Hey, Sammy, do you know if it's too late to register to vote? We have a viewer question on Facebook Live.
No.
It's not too late?
No.
You can register?
You can register like on election day. You
Day
can
off.
register on site.
Cool.
What do you have to take to the proof of residence? So like a piece of
Driver's
mail,
license.
driver's license.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I did not know that. I will.
So
Make sure my
the
child
answer
votes.
there, it's not too late. You can still register to vote the day of, and you'll just need to bring a piece of mail with you.
Mail.
Mail time.
Here's the mail. It never fails at me.
Oh, that was cool. Okay, are you good with this if we just add them?
Sure.
Okay.
Didn't even bring it.
He's
You
like,
know,
tablet drop.
I'm going a la carte.
Sorry.
Sorry. Shannon, come here. All right. All this week, we're going to celebrate with some stories of veterans, those who have served our country.
Yeah, stories of our service members, past and present.
We were all 18, 19 years old, and you just form a bond, no matter where you're from.
Couldn't talk to anybody, no, your parents or your loved ones or nothing.
Right.
It took a lot of toll. That's a big toll on a lot of kids.
And again, we'll be taking a look at stories all week long about service members, getting us ready for Veterans Day, which is actually on Sunday, but I think observed next Monday.
Next Monday, yeah. All right, very good. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying about our Pulse poll today. Are parenting styles of the past outdated? 80% of you still saying no. So overwhelmingly, a lot of you saying that those styles that generations before did to discipline are not outdated.
All right.
Very good.
I believe in the ability for parents to parent the way they choose.
Yeah. What did you say?
As long
earlier?
as it's not illegal.
Yeah. Every situation is different. Yes.
I learned a long time, when you have children, you learn really quickly to not judge the way other parents raise their kids, because you don't know what it's like until you're in that situation. So.
Yeah, I'm still at that point where I don't know, but I will say this topic did generate a very interesting conversation in the newsroom today. It's something that we've been talking about all day, and you guys have been too, because it's been one of the most clicked on stories today.
Also, I'm willing to loan you as many children as you'd like, so you can practice.
Well, that's very
like a
sweet.
rent-to-own kind of thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
very good, very good.
All right, coming up, we're going to get to know Steve Abbott. He's had a very busy year working with Senator Susan Collins.
And Keith's going to share his election day forecast.
What is going on there?
Not Steve Abbott.
Did you guys get my text message?
Just now?
I sent it to both of you.
I don't have my phone.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I know, this is already
I don't
distracting
bring my
enough.
cell phone to the set. Sorry.
Oh, the peacock, okay.
Yes, Jesse, you are correct.
Amy, thank you for answering.
Yes, thank you, Amy. Good job. Got it.
Susan says, great mom, you go girl. I agree. I think that was referring to something that was in the story, which, oh my God, how cute were those kids today?
Yes.
Hey, Tammy. Up. Chris Costa wants to know, no shave November, Lee?
No, I will definitely be shaving. I might not shave it all off, but I'm definitely not growing a beard. Yes, ma'am.
Does this not work anymore?
Did you break it?
No.
Or do you want to switch chairs?
No. My feet don't reach the bottom. But I think I'll be okay. I'll be fine. YOLO.
Lindsay, you went to Endicott, right?
Yeah.
Did you see that your
Yes!
ours? Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. But they're going to smoke them.
Really?
Oh, yeah. UMass Lowell is so much better.
No.
Oh.
Endicott's playing St. Joe's in the first round.
Oh, that's what it is. I thought you meant UMass Lowell because of your Lowell connection. Oh, and you went to St. Joe's.
Yeah.
Okay, so Endicott won the CCC championship. I don't remember what that stands for anymore.
Coastal something?
Central Coast Conference? No,
Coastal Community
That's bad.
College
You're bad
Conference.
alum.
What does CCC stand for? Oh my God, it's been too long.
But yeah, so they won and we won. So
And then first round St. Joe's. When's the game? Do you know?
Saturday?
I feel like there should be a little side bet here.
I know, guys. You guys know I love field hockey.
Stand by.
No, you're not going to get to see my package because we're over here. Good job.
Sorry.
Good job. So excited to see this one.
It can be hard for people who are in the public eye to stay out of the spotlight. Pro athletes, celebrities, Lee Goldberg,
Yeah, okay.
elected officials. Wherever you go, it seems like someone's always watching.
Right, but what about the people behind the headliners? There's one made man who's arguably had one of the most important jobs in all of Washington, D.C. for the last 20 plus years. And even though he stands well over 6 feet tall, you may never have noticed him.
What's your name?
In the rat race that can be the world of politics, Steve Abbott is a bit of an anomaly. For the better part of the last 2+ decades, he's been the chief of staff for Senator Susan Collins, but he spends part of each week in the nation's capital and part of each week home in Maine.
Politics is a business where people definitely are in sort of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there's a lot of work I have to do from home. I will admit that, but I'm just not willing to make that sacrifice. Unfortunately, I work for somebody who understands those priorities and respects those priorities.
Short. Rebounding it down nicely. Good position by Abbott that time. He's very strong on the boards, Joe.
Abbott, who went to Orono High School where he won state titles in football and basketball, has never wavered on his commitment to keep that balance between work and home in perspective. Being present for his wife Amy, son Henry, and daughter Hannah has always been job number one.
My family and my friends are the most important things to me, and I love being a Mainer. I love living in this state, and there are times when it's a burden on all of us. I think especially Amy, when I have to go back and forth to DC, but it is so much better quality of life, and you don't get those years back. I'm excited about my new opportunity with Senator Collins.
Steve first worked for Susan Collins back in 1994 when she was one of 8 Republican candidates running in the primary for governor. She ran for senator 2 years later, and minus a short stint where Abbott was the athletic director at UMaine, the two have been together ever since.
But it's definitely a personal relationship, and it's definitely more than just showing up to work. I mean, I'm very invested in her. She's been a great friend in addition to being a great employer, and I would do anything for her.
Of the last 25 years together, the last few months have been the hardest. The controversy surrounding the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court and Senator Collins' vote on that nomination put her, her staff, and her supporters in a position they were not accustomed to.
What was different this time was that it was just so personal and so much vitriol. And that, I think, is something that we hadn't experienced at this point. You know, politics is a rough sport. And we've certainly taken our hits over the years, and you know that goes with the territory. But this was just something at a level that we've never experienced.
Now, Senator Collins sent us this statement about her chief of staff. Quote, Steve has been a trusted advisor, wise counselor, and most of all, a dear friend for the past 25 years. I feel so lucky to have such a talented and wonderful person committed to public service leading my team, end quote. And he was an athlete at Harvard, captain of the football team, athletic director at UMaine, politics for 20 plus years, ran for governor once. This guy's done it all. So
wow.
And he's raising kids at the same time. He's home, he's there for his wife, and so it's pretty cool.
Family
It's a lot
guy
of
all
balance
the same
going
time.
on right there. Yeah.
I know. You guys know what that's like to balance that work, family life, dad situation.
You got a half a kid right now. Yes.
Was that compared
does that mean
to
you
all
get
his
half
kids?
a tax credit?
Doesn't get, yeah, it's true. Yeah, like, let me put half a dependent at the moment. All right, so tomorrow doesn't look great, but it shouldn't deter anyone. So that's to Lee's point. I want him to be happy. I don't want him to be upset later today. He's still going to be thinking about this. But it's not ideal. There's some rain on the way here coming from the south and west. A couple scattered showers out there right now, a little mountain mix, as well as temperatures are below freezing or right about that, where we're getting that snow mixed in. A couple of slugs of precipitation. This is number 1 and this is number 2, and that's the order things move through. The first part of this comes through overnight tonight through early tomorrow, and then the cold front trails through tomorrow afternoon, and that's where some of the heavier downpours will come from. Current temperatures pretty flat today in the low 40s in a lot of spots, 30s in the mountains. And again, it can snow at 37, and that's what it's doing in some spots right now. It just doesn't tend to accumulate all that much. Overnight lows will actually stay relatively mild as temperatures rise a bit here after midnight. But notice the rain starts to move in, and by tomorrow morning it's raining, especially along the coastline, and a good part of the state is seeing at least some form of rain. Tomorrow morning you wake up, showers around. The middle part of the day is likely the driest. It's not beautiful. The sun probably doesn't come out, but it's dry. And then here comes our cold front coming through tomorrow afternoon. And this is the heaviest stuff. A bit of a squall line with heavy downpours in there through tomorrow afternoon, early tomorrow night before clearing out around 10 or 11. After that, Wednesday is actually a nice day. Upper 50s, maybe right around 60 by the afternoon, and a good deal of sunshine. And Thursday looks pretty good as well. Total rainfall amounts for this next system, about a ½ inch to an inch of additional rain on top of what we've seen over the past 10 to 14 days, which has been quite a bit. So we get a break. Wednesday and Thursday look good. Friday afternoon, we start clouding up. Friday night, a mixed storm comes in, where it's mixed along the interior into the foothills and mountains, rain along the coastline, but another rainy, windy Friday night through early Saturday, much like what we saw the last 2 weeks. Sunday looks good, and then we're watching something for mid next week, which has the possibility to be a colder storm system. So the next one that comes through Friday night into Saturday, we'll make you a pretty little hand-drawn map, but there could be several inches of snow in the mountains. They've melted away most of what they got a couple of weeks ago. So Wednesday, Thursday look good. Most of Friday's fine. Friday night, Saturdays are typical, like, I feel like it's, you know, it's hard enough to go out when you get the baby or the kid situation anyways, but like these Friday nights, I feel like I'm not missing anything. And we've had a couple of those where it's just pouring through Friday night, but Sunday once again looks good.
We had a pattern over the summer where like it never hit weekends. It was always other. This is the reverse of that right now.
I'll take you to the summer though. I think. If you
100%.
Yeah, very telling. The weather's been gross on a weekend.
Yep.
We actually have leftovers after the weekend because we didn't want to go out, so we cooked inside.
Cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thing. I can teach you a few things.
All right.
All right. Speaking of leftovers.
That's a good line.
Yeah, well, thank you, producer Isaac, for saying that in my ear, whispering sweet nothings. Okay, would you pay for these? These are potato chips, Pringles, that taste like Thanksgiving dinner. Pringles is coming out with this limited edition Thanksgiving dinner collection of chips.
Yeah, I'm going to play the old guy card on this one. I like my potato chips to taste like potato chips, but here's your choices. You've got turkey, stuffing, and pumpkin pie flavored chips. They'll go on sale 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday.
Very
not in
specific.
stores, though. You can only buy them online, of course. The company says that supplies are limited.
Okay, I guess if you're going to do like the savory and sweet situation, maybe the pumpkin pie thing.
Nope.
I don't know.
Nope.
We should probably try them.
You should. Yeah. Let us know.
Okay, all right. A lot more coming up on News Center Maine at 5:30. Cindy Williams has a preview. Hey, Cindy.
Hey, guys. I think you probably could just eat one of each, but that's it. We got a lot more news coming up for you at 5:30. Governor LePage, not surprisingly, coming out for fellow Republicans in advance of tomorrow's election. He is also, though, talking about what his future is looking like. We've got the story on what the governor has planned. And we'll see what's motivating younger people to get out to vote this year, and they do appear to be coming out in big numbers. Back to you.
All right, Cindy, thanks so much. Stick with us. Raindrops when we come back. I heard cheering in my ear. Did you hear cheering?
Yep.
What was that?
Probably extraneous. Yeah, Cindy, I'm with you. They don't look good.
Pass on the Pringles.
Jesse says the same thing. I'm not feeling the flavored chips either.
What's Raindrops today?
It's it was Lee's idea.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Do we need our cell phones for this? Is that why?
No.
Is there a prop necessary?
No.
All right.
You guys were talking about covering up graphics. That is the text I sent you.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because like even now you're supposed to be way over there and I'm supposed to be way over here.
It's too hard.
But I mean every time I
yeah,
it's too far.
need my
Just
security
grab it.
blanket.
Can't get away from each other.
Can't be that far.
I know, it's just so far. Okay, something I saw you guys were talking about, you especially, about how babies don't go along with daylight saving.
Correct.
You're so right. And
Neither
right
do
now,
puppies.
Deborah says the same thing. Deborah says, my dog wants dinner at 4 o'clock. How do I explain daylight saving to my pooch? I know, I hear ya. It's
and
like
getting up early to go to the bathroom. Like
Yes.
instead of 6:15 every day is when my husky gets up.
Yes.
5:15. And I'm
Does
like,
Husky lead the pack?
she's
Yeah.
the first one up always. And
Yeah.
when she gets up, everybody's up.
Everybody's up.
So I got to get up and let all 4 of them out.
Yeah, he actually.
Oh,
did.
Jolie, I need to say hello to you, my beautiful
He
little
did
Jolie.
good the first
I saw
night.
your
He slept till
message.
5, which would have been like 6.
Yeah.
But then last night he was really tired at like 6:30, so we had to put him down. And so then he woke up at like whatever time.
But you're at the mercy
4:45.
of their
Yeah.
little clocks that they've already established.
We're starting to
the
wind
worst.
him back, but
Yeah.
It takes a little bit. It's not like a next day thing.
Yeah.
Like it takes a while for the dogs to figure it out.
I know, like humans, like the responsible thing to do is like when you know it's coming up, you're supposed to like adjust your bedtime by like 15 minutes every
That's
day
too
leading
much
up.
work.
But that's a lot
That's
of work.
too much work.
To change your routine.
No, you just suck it up for a couple of days. It'll level off.
Talking to us if talking to me if you need coffee or like
Yeah.
we're getting it now. Oh, okay. So throughout the 5:30, just let me know. Okay, I might forget. Okay. Yeah, I have.
How much-
Because I have to do it. It's a little bit. No worries, my dear. Thank you.
okay. So make the pulse quickish then.
Okay, you want to start us with the pulse?
Sure, yeah.
I'm not surprised Maine is not in favor of the...
Michael, my answer is actually not at all because the people who... I can't tell you now, Michael. Sorry. I'll tell you later. They pay the bills. That's basically the answer. All right, quick final look at our pulse results. The overwhelming answer right now is no. Old school parenting is not outdated. So keep on doing what you're doing safely. Don't hurt anybody.
Old school parent and new school parent.
But I'm with that. I'm not surprised by Maine's results on that. Okay, so Lee had the brain ups idea today. It's an article, I believe we're going to pull it up from USA Today, about they did some long-term study on lab rats and cell phones, and they found that there was some risk to the radio frequency via male rats that were exposed to a high dosage. But here's why you don't need to worry about that too much. One is the level they gave these rats is far beyond what you would ever have, and it's a frequency we don't use in cell phones anymore. More importantly, and the American Cancer Society pointed this out. Let's go to our next graph here. Here's the instance of brain tumors, which is what they're talking about here, over the past years from 1975 to 2015. And you'll notice, if anything, it is a downward trend since the beginning of smartphone technology and cell phone technology, which means there's no more brain tumors than we used to have. Therefore, why are we looking for a causation? And the next graphic tells the whole story, which is, unfortunately, as with most cancers, people who are most diagnosed with brain cancer are in their 80s, and they would not be the heavy users of cell phones. So we'll keep an eye on this, but this is not an alarming study in that manner.
Okay.
So that's why we needed you to drop some brain for us. All right, sir. Thank you very much. News Center Maine at 5:30 starts right now.
All right, guys, we got to scoot. Bye, 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 bye.
Shannon Moss needs to come in.
Wait, where am I? Up here? I'm so confused.